Picks of the week 10. I've been doing this since week 6, and I am 47-12. I get 4 out of every 5 picks right. 4 out of those 12 wrongs are all thanks to Thursday Night Football. I am 0 for 4 on Thursday night games. I don't know what it is. I think I just need to, whatever my gut says, just go with the opposite. So for Thursday night's game, it's Bengals at Ravens. My gut says Ravens, but it'll probably be the Bengals just because I take the Ravens. But this does feel like a game that the Ravens pull off. They sweep the Bengals on the season. Ends the Bengals season. They'll be done for after that if they do lose Thursday night. And then maybe I'll finally get my first Thursday Night Football game correct. Last week we went on a heater. We went 13-2. We only missed the Thursday night game. And then we didn't catch the upset between the Saints and Panthers game. I don't think many people saw the upset at all. So we bounced back, had a good week last week, coming for another good one. We got the Germany Sunday morning game. I feel bad for the Germans who have waited 365 days just to see these two quarterbacks face off. Feel bad. Giants are the better team. Giants will win in Germany. Niners at Bucks. So we got Niners off of bye one team, and then the other team beat up on a short week. This feels like a blowout incoming. Plus, Niners get CMC, Debo, and Jennings back all at the same time. Niners might blow out the Bucks, and Niners are going to start getting rolling from here on out. You can quote me on that. Bills at Colts. I didn't have an opinion on the Richardson benching, but what I do know is that Flacco is still a very good QB. All right, last week I gave his stats over his last 8 starts in 2 seasons. He's still a good QB, all right? He had a stinker game Sunday night against Brian Flores. Brian Flores has made almost every quarterback he's faced look bad this year. Stroud threw 2 interceptions against that Vikings defense. Purdy, after facing them, said, "They were throwing things at me I've never seen in a defense before." So Joe Flacco will be fine. Colts fans, take a deep breath. Flacco will bounce back. I have the Colts winning an upset of the week. The Dolphins ran down the Bills' throats in a close game. So, I think Jonathan Taylor has a good game. Flacco bounces back. Colts upset Bills. They have back-to-back upsets. I have Pittsburgh over Washington on this one. I know they're both strong teams, but because Pittsburgh's an underdog, that technically makes them an upset. Washington looks like they're running out of gas a little bit. Rookie QB, it feels like they just need a bye. They don't get their bye till week 14. So they're kind of running on fumes. It took a Hail Mary to beat the Chicago Bears. Barely beat the Giants last week. In the meantime, Steelers, Mike Tomlin is 17-4 off a bye week and 25-5 against rookie quarterbacks. So Steelers nice and rested. I think when the Ravens win Thursday night, the Steelers are going to see that and say, okay, we got to win. We got to beat Washington in order to maintain the lead in the division, because this next 9 games for Steelers is possibly the roughest 9-game stretch we've ever seen. So this is a must-win for the Steelers. Washington is kind of slowing it down a little bit. I think Steelers upset Washington. Besides McCarthy, I think Matt Eberflus has possibly the hottest seat of all coaches. So I do think the Bears need a win here. They bounce back and beat the Patriots in probably an ugly game. Falcons at Saints. So I almost wanted to take the Saints in an upset here, just because we see everyone likes to bet on a team firing their coach. They always play fired up the next week. We saw that with the Jets. They played fired up against the Bills. They lost, but by a field goal, barely. They should have won. So I almost wanted to take the Saints, but they just got rid of Lattimore. They just fired their coach. I would have liked to have seen their offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, be the play caller, but instead their special teams coach is calling plays. I just like the Falcons too much. Falcons beat the Saints. Chiefs, close game on Monday night, shorter week than Denver. This feels like it could be Chiefs on upset alert. We know Patrick Mahomes, as a big favorite, never covers spread. He's not good. He was big favorite against Tampa, took it to overtime, barely won that. So I would not be surprised if Chiefs were on upset alert, but I do think the Chiefs win a very close one. Denver definitely covers the spread. Chiefs win. Vikings at Jags. So I don't think we should be overlooking the Vikings, all right? They have 2 losses. They lost to the Lions by 2. Everyone says possibly the best team, hottest team in the NFL. And then they lost to the Rams on a Thursday night, who got Puka and Cup back at the same time. All right, the Rams were hot. They were beating anyone they faced that night. It didn't matter who. All right, so Vikings going to Jacksonville and win. Titans at Chargers. So I feel like the Chargers are a lesser version of Kansas City. All right, very strong defense, great head coach quarterback combo, very light wide receiver room, strong O-line. They feel like a lesser version of KC, and they're in their own division. So I do feel like Chargers would be the team to give the Chiefs a fit. But also, Herbert looks great in that Harbaugh offense. It kind of feels like Harbaugh's making him do less throws, but he's throwing for more yards. So feels like with Herbert having to do less, he's actually doing more for the team. Chargers win. I actually just traded for CeeDee Lamb in my fantasy league last week. Not looking very good for me. Not a fan. Also not looking good for Dallas at all. I think Eagles win comfortably. Jets at Cardinals. The line was even for the longest time. Then it finally swayed over to the Jets side. Cardinals are on a 3-game heater, and they lead their division. Question is, how sustainable is that? I don't know. I think the Cardinals feel the pressure of the Rams, the Niners breathing down their neck. I just don't know if it's sustainable. I do think Arizona will be a wild card team, like a 9-10 win team. But this feels like, I hope I'm wrong, but this feels like a Jets 21-17 win. Cardinals lose a game that they shouldn't. Sunday night matchup, Lions at Texans. Texans coming off a great divisional, rough weather, ugly, just a hard-fought win. Meanwhile, you got the Texans on an ugly loss. It kind of feels like they're kind of me in the middle, like a Lions 23-20 win. Dolphins at Rams. Something about the Dolphins just feels off. I don't know if it's because I have Tyreek on my fantasy, and he's got me 24 points combined in the last 2 games with Tua as his quarterback. When Tyreek usually gets 24 each game singularly, maybe that's why it feels off. But the Dolphins have scored 27 against Cardinals and 27 against Bills. So they've put up 54 points in their last 2 losses. So the offense is not the problem, it's the defense. You have Jordan Poyer still making big plays for Bills. He's not even on the Bills anymore. So Rams are hot. I think they stay rolling, and Rams win on a shootout Monday night game.